I want to see him before he dies." "Al Waterman? The old guy from Santa Fe?" Jamie nodded. "I'll take you there. You can follow me." Without waiting for a reply, he loped to the nearer of the two pickups. "Don't drive too fast," Jamie called. He had driven across the Badlands of Mars, but he didn't want to have to chase a pair of dim taillights at breakneck speed across the dark New Mexico desert. Sure enough, the youngster took off in a roaring cloud of dust. Jamie shifted into four-wheel drive and followed him grimly, sweating as he wrestled the wheel of the jouncing minivan with both clenched hands. Al Waterman had been a shopkeeper in Santa Fe all his adult life, with a condo in town and a ski lodge up in the mountains. But now that he was dying, he had returned to the reservation where he had been born. Everyone seemed to know about Al and his famous grandson, the man who had traveled to the Red Planet. Wherever Jamie stopped to ask directions, they knew exactly where Al's Hogan was. Trouble was, Jamie thought as the minivan jolted through the darkness, there aren't any direction signs along these old roads. Nothing but darkness and the clear desert sky. Thousands of stars, but not one sign to point his way. At last the pickup skidded to a stop near the low hump of a Hogan. Jamie pulled up beside him, but the young man was already backing his truck, heading home. "Thanks," Jamie yelled out his window. "'Kay," he heard from the truck as it spit gravel and roared off into the night. Frightened of death, Jamie thought. The Navajo would not stay in a place where a death had occurred. Whether out of respect or fear of evil spirits, Jamie did not know. They would abandon this Hogan after Al died. I wonder what they do with the mobile homes, Jamie asked himself as he got out of the minivan. The Hogan seemed little more than a rounded hump of dried mud on the desert floor, with a single light shining through a curtained window. The night was chilly but still, the dark sky so clear that the sparkling stars seemed close enough almost to touch. It was even colder somehow inside the Hogan. Jamie kept his sky-blue windbreakers zippered. The pitiful little blaze in the fireplace cast flickering light but no heat. An old woman sat on the floor in a corner near the fire, wrapped in a colorful blanket. She nodded once to Jamie but said nothing, silent and sturdy as a rock. Al was curled fetally on the bed in the far corner, nothing but a shell of the man he had been, a husk whose insides had been devoured by cancers. Yet he opened his eyes and smiled when Jamie bent over him. "Ya'ate," he whispered. His breath smelled of decay and sun-baked earth. "Ya'ate," Jamie replied. "It is good." That was a lie, in this place at this time, but it was the ancient greeting. "That's what you said when you got to Mars," Al said, his voice already as faint as a ghost's. "Remember?" They were the words Jamie spoke to the television camera when the first expedition landed. "I'm going back there," Jamie said, bending low so his grandfather could hear him. "Back to Mars? You're going?" Nodding tightly, Jamie said, "It's official. I'll be mission director." "Good," breathed Al with a wan smile. "Mars is your destiny, son. Your path leads to the Red World." "I guess it does." "Go in beauty, son. Now I can die happy." Jamie wanted to say, "No, you're not going to die, grandfather. You're going to live for many years more." But the words would not come to his lips. Al heaved a sigh that racked his frail body. "The sky dancers are coming soon. They'll take me with them." "Sky dancers?" "You'll see. Wait with me. It won't be long now." Jamie pulled up the Hogan's only chair and sat by his grandfather's bed. His parents had been killed in an auto crash 2 years earlier. Al was the only close relative he had left. After him there would be nothing, no one. The old man closed his eyes. Jamie could not tell if he were breathing or not. The only sound in the chill little room was the crackling of the fire as the silent woman fed sticks to it. The wooden chair was hard and stiff, its woven rope seat as unyielding as rock, yet Jamie dozed off despite himself. He stepped off a high cliff, naked in the